Explore the cavernous depths beneath Ixalan in a race to the hidden core. But watch out for dangers that lurk within. Discover powerful relics and craft tools to give you an edge against the deadly dinosaurs, cunning traps and ancient gods at the center of the world. Will you uncover treasure and glory, or will your adventure spell certain doom? Hello everyone, my name's Elspeth, welcome to the Planeswalker Pantheon, and today we are opening up a draft box of the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Our first return to the plane, I might add. I'm excited for this. It's still pre-release season for me at the time of recording, but let's just get to it. We all know what we want to see, right? Cool things. Always the cool things. What I like about Ixalan, like, even though I wasn't playing during this time, this is what I think people wanted from Zendikar when we first returned to it. We got our lovely treasure trove box topper, which we'll open at the end. And, of course, our wonderful packs. Alright. Let's go, shall we, with the first pack. Yes, rip tabs are the best. Now, got our awesome land here. Oh, we've got a foil. Pretty basic right there. I don't know, it doesn't really come up that well, but hopefully it does for you guys. We have Kazul's Flanker, 2 and a white for a creature cat warrior. It's a 3/1 with flash. When enters the battlefield, you choose one. Put a +1/+1 counter on Kazul's Flanker for each creature that left the battlefield under your control this turn. You gain 2 life and scry 2, or exile target player's graveyard. And we'll flick through our uncommons and our commons right there. Alright, next pack. Got our gnome. Got our hidden nursery, which I'll just chunk in the commons. Preacher of the Schism. 2 and a black for a creature vampire cleric. It's a 2/4 with death touch. When it attacks the player with the most life or tied for the most life, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. And when it attacks while you have the most life or tied for the most life, you draw a card and lose a life. Cool. Mischievous Pup. Good boy. Fell into history. Kazul Malamant Exemplar as our uncommons. Oh, and Woodald Hulk as well. I hate how they've done the set symbols because it makes it really hard to actually have to count everything. Next one up. Golem. Captivating Cave. Foil Soul Coil Viper. Warden of the Inner Sky. Single white for a creature human soldier. It's a 1/2. When it has 3 more counters on it, it has flying and vigilance. Tap 3 untapped artifacts and or creatures. Put a +1/+1 counter on the Warden. Scry 1 and activate only as a sorcery. There we go. Next one up. Sorry, that was a golem, not a gnome. So the gnome and got a golem. We now have a 3/1 dinosaur. Promising vein. Oh, we have a foil mythic in Chimley the Inner Sun. 6 mana for a legendary artifact. Spells you control can't be countered. At the beginning of your end step, discover 5. We have Bringer of the Last Gift. 6/2 black for a creature vampire demon. 6/6 with flying. When enters the battlefield, if you cast it, each player sacrifices all other creatures they control. Then each player returns all cards from their graveyard that won't put the battlefield there this way to the battlefield. Helping Hand, eaten by piranhas. Captain Storm as our uncommons. Next on up. Oh, that was a nice rip there. We're going Dora the Explorer with our map token. Captivating Cave. Oh, we have Oja. Oh, I'm gonna stuff these pronounces up. Oja Kazam, Deepest Growth. 3/2 green, legendary creature God. It's a 6/5 with trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards on the top of your library. You may put a creature card and or a land card from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. When it dies, return to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control, where it transforms into Temple of Cultivation. Taps add green and 2 green tap to transform the temple. You can do it if you control 10 or more permanents and only as a sorcery. So if you have the City's Blessing, if I remember correctly. Starving Revenant, I actually played with this in my pre-release. This is great. 2 and 2 black for a creature spirit horror. It's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 2. Then for each card you put on top of your library, you draw a card and you lose 3 life. Descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And we'll flick through the rest. It's uncommon. Yeah, it makes it really hard just to tell from a glance with just the way the set symbol's designed and just how the colouring and shading is done. I don't know if that's just might be a me problem, but it could be an other people problem. Flip card. Hitting Cataract. Braided Net. 2 and a blue for an artifact. It enters the battlefield with 3 net counters on it. Tap to remove a net counter from the net. Tap another non-land permanent. Its activated abilities can't be activated for as long as it remains tapped, and you can craft with an artifact, where it becomes the Braided Quipu. 3 in blue, tap, draw a card for each artifact you control, then put Braided Quipu into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. The Reliquary, Earthshaker Dreadmaw, and Dreadmaw's Ire as our and Visage of Dread. A braid back at common, as it should be. Alright, next one up. We have a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. Pretty Forest. Deeproot Pilgrimage, 1 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever 1 or more non-token merfolk you control become tapped, create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. Got the crewmate, the minecart. Hey, we got Thrashing Brontodon in really sweet artwork. As an uncommon. Good on Thrashing Brontodon getting that glow up. And we'll flick through the rest of these. The amount of Thrashing Brontodons I have, it's ridiculous. It's just a solid card just on rate. Just 3 mana for a 3/4 just blocks forever. And destroying an artifact or enchantment is actually kind of relevant in this format. Alright, token card, Hidden Courtyard, Foil Promising Vein. We have Restless Anchorage. It's a land and this is battlefield tapped. Tap to add white or blue, and for 1 blue and white until end of turn it becomes a 2/3 white and blue creature with flying. It's a bird, and it's still a land, and when it attacks you create a map token. Splunking Charter Course is back. There's Thrashy Bee. And Jade Seedstones. Look through the rest of these. Next one up. We have the Bats. Another pretty mountain. Oh, we have a super art Restless Reef. Enters the battlefield tap to add blue or black, and for 2 blue and black until end of turn, it becomes a 4/4 blue and black shark with Death Touch. And when it attacks, target player mills 4 cards. Splunking, Dreary, Cavernous Maw as our uncommons. Alright, next on up. Golem. Really cool planes. Magmatic Galleon, 3 and 2 red for an artifact vehicle. It's a 5/5. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Whenever 1 or more creatures your opponents control are dealt excess non-combat damage, create a treasure token, and you can crew 2. Ruin Lurker Bat, Niskatal Current Conductor, Belligerent Eeling as our uncommons. Tithing Blade is so good, by the way. It's just a 2 mana edict. gets rid of something early, or if you can clear stuff after combat. It's just good on all fronts. Ooh, we have a really neat looking copy token. Hidden Courtyard. Ooh, we have Trumpeting Carnosaur, 4 and 2 red for a creature dinosaur. It's a 7/6. When it's the battlefield, you discover 5. Or for 2 and a red, discard it. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Gargantuan Leech, Glimpse the Core, Belligerent Yearling are our uncommons. Very nice. Very, very nice. This set has been fun so far. I've only done one pre-release event. I will have done at least 2. I've definitely done 2 by the end of the weekend. And I can't wait to draft it. We have a Gnome Soldier. Hidden Cataract. Mastertel the Great Door. 3 mana for a legendary artifact. Tap to draw a card, then discard card. 4 tap, transform the Great Door. It becomes the Core. Fathomless Descent. Tap to add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Merfolk Cave Driver. Duskrose Reliquary. Geological Appraiser. And Grasping Shadows. And we will flick through the rest. Next one up. Beautiful treasure token. Hidden Necropolis. Bedrock Tortoise. I've played with this thing. This thing is an absolute house. 3 and a green for a creature turtle. It's an 0/6. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have hexproof. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power signs, combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Note, it doesn't care if the toughness is smaller on the other stuff. It still allows you to attack with your bigger powered things. Market Gnome. Zoa Labtime. I love this artwork. Enterprising Scallywag as our uncommons. Next one up. Another copy token. Courtyard. Queen's Bay Paladin. 3 and 2 black for a creature vampire knight. It's a 5/4. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, return up to 1 target vampire card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. You lose life equal to its mana value. Confounding Riddle. Hoverstone Pilgrim. Quaddle Scavenger. And Twists and Turns as our uncommons. And we'll flick through the rest. Next one up. Skeleton Pirate. That's a cool bit of artwork, actually. Hidden Volcano. Oh, we have Anim Pakal Thousandth Moon, sorry. 1 red and white for a legendary creature, human soldiers, a 1/2. Whenever you attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on Anim Pakal, then create X 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Anim. Cool. Hermetic Nautilus. Volatile Vault. Bartolome del Persito as our uncommons, and we'll flick through the rest. Next one up. Promising Vein. Foil Hidden Necropolis. Oh, we got the blue Ojer Pacapete. Oh, jeez. Epoch. I am going to stuff up these names, and I apologize. 2 and 2 blue legendary creature god, 4/3 flying. When you cast an instant spell from your hand and gains rebound. And when it dies, return to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control with 3 time counters on it. Where it becomes the Temple of Cyclical Time. Tap to add blue, remove a time counter from the temple. 2 and a blue to transform the temple. Activate it only if it has no time counters on it and only as a sorcery. Forgotten Monument, Abyssal Gore Stalker, Tendrils of the Microtyrant as our uncommons. Always good to see more of Braid. Next one up. Hidden Nursery. Deep Fathom Echo. 2 green and blue for a creature of Merfolk Spirit. It's a 4/4. Being of combat on your turn, it explores, and then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until end of turn. Cool. But Cave In, Bitter Triumph, and Sahili's Lattice as our uncommons. Next one up. Yes, there's the Merfolk with Hexproof. Much better artwork compared to the previous run in Ixalan. Captivating Cave. We have Golta Stampede Tyrant. 5 and triple green for a legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. He's still a 12/12, and when Golta enters the battlefield, you may put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. He brings an army and a bunch of friends. Zoe Glyph. Canonized in Blood. Tendril of the Micro Tyrant, Grasping Shadows as our uncommons. Next one up. Punchy Counter, which I'll have fun punching out later. Plains. We have Breach's Eager Pillager, 2 and a red for a legendary creature, Goblin Pirate, a 3/3 with First Strike. Whenever a pirate control attacks, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Create a treasure token, target creature can't block, and exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. Charter Course, good to see that coming on back. Might of the Ancestors, Triumphant Chomp, and Visage of Dread as our uncommons. Also, shout out to the cutest little frog in the set. Because, my gosh, that artwork. If I had the means and the money, I'd buy the original artwork for that. Go ahead. Because it's just a little guy. You know? We've got a gnome. Cataract. Restless Prairie. It enters battlefield tapped. Taps to add green or white. 2 green and white becomes a 3/3 green and white llama until end of turn. Yes, a llama. When it attacks other creatures you control, get +1/+1 until end of turn. Siren. Source of Spygraph, downshifted to uncommon. Bit of Triumph. Spring-loaded Saw Blades are our uncommons. And we will flick through the rest. Next one up. There's our 3/3 dino, and no, they didn't. So when I opened this token in my pre-release kit, it was double-sided with the egg. Why didn't they just keep that? This is why I will always say either every ad card should be a token, or, just guarantee the tokens. Treasure Map, good to see this come back. 2 mana for an artifact, tap to scry 1, put a landmark counter on the treasure map. Then if there are 3 or more landmark counters on it, remove those counters. Transform treasure map and create 3 treasures, where it transforms into Treasure Cove. And I believe this is the same art. Tap to add colors, or tap to sacrifice a treasure to draw a card. Good to see this back. Might of the Ancestors. Ukenbach, oh boy, The Great Mistake. And Gold Fury Strider. And Sahili's Lattice as our uncommons. I'm going to butcher so many of these names when it comes to draft. I'm butchering them now, and I'm apologising profusely. I'll get there eventually. I know I will, because I'll genuinely try and get the pronunciations right. Alright. Token. Promising Vein. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty! We got the Quintorius! It's so pretty. Sorry, I need to gush about this art style. I love that they went with this art style across the set. 3 red and white, legendary Planeswalker Quintorius. 4 mana, 4 loyalty. When you cast a spell from exile, it deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. +1 to create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. -3 to discover 4. And -6 to exile n number of target cards from your graveyard. Add red for each card exiled this way. You may play those cards this turn. Oh my god, this art style is amazing. Glyph. Hermetic Nautilus. It's so... I'm sorry, I'm going to gush over this Quintorius artwork for a hot second. It's gorgeous looking. Alright. Pretty Mountain. Foil Hotfoot Gnome. This is a common. We have Terratide. 2 and 2 black for a sorcery. Fathomless Descent. All creatures get -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. To Fossilize. Triumphant Chomp. Scampering Surveyor as our uncommons. And we'll flick through the rest. Next one up. And stupid ad card. Hatchery. Abuelo's Awakening. X3 and white for a sorcery. Return target artifact or non-aura enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with X additional +1/+1 counters on it. It's a spirit, 1/1 spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types. Cancel Echoes. Contested Gamble. Of course. Capricci Sunhorn as our uncommons. Of course, more cute little guys. I mean, how do you say no to that face? It's such a cutie. Alright, token. Pretty Swamp. Foil Family Reunion, which is a common. The Ever-Flowing Well. 2 and a blue for a legendary artifact. And when it enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards and draw 2. Descend 8 at the beginning of your upkeep. If there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform the well. It transforms into the Myriad Pools. Tap to add blue, and whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by the Myriad Pools, up to one other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. Got the Vault, Scytheclaw Raptor, Guardian of the Great Door as our uncommons, and we'll flick through the rest. The fact that I'm having to rely on the bottom corner to work out if a card is an uncommon or a common is kind of rough going. That's just me, though. Another shitty ad card. Hidden Nursery. Wall of the Forgotten. 2 and a black for a sorcery. Descend 8. Choose 1. If there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard as you cast a spell, choose 1 or more instead. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Target opponent discards a card. And look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Pit Offerings. Kanjali's Dawnrunner. Kotal Scavenger. Clayfied Bricks as our uncommons. Also, nice to see Deadweight get a reprint. I always appreciate a good Deadweight reprint. More Merfolk. Hidden Necropolis. Acrobatic Leap. Cosmium Confluence. 4 and a green for a sorcery. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. Search your library for a cave card, put it into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on a cave you control. It becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. And destroy target enchantment. Stinging Cave Crawler. Diamond Pickaxe. Isquith, Firstborn of Gishath. I love this artwork. Twist and Turns as our uncommons. We'll flick through the rest. Next one up. More Skeleton Pirates. Hidden Necropolis. Foil Volatile Vault. Ooh, we got Inetri Essential of the Sun. 1 and a red for a legendary creature human knight. It's a 2/2. Whenever you attack, you may discard a card. When you do, you put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. Gains trample until end of turn. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until your next end step. Bloodthorn Flail. Capricci Sunborn. Ixali's Lawkeeper. Jade Seedstones as our uncommons. And we'll flick through the rest. Next one up. Stupid ad card. Cool Island. Oops. Ooh, we have Restless Vents. Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add black or red. 1 black and red. Until end of turn, it becomes a 2/3 black and red insect with menace. It's still a land. And when it attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Self-Reflection. Dauntless Dismantler. Chupacabra Echo. Aww, Restless Chupacabra died, guys. Lodestone Needle as our commons. Uncommon, sorry. Jeez. Next on up. We're nearly towards the end of the box. This one actually really went quick. I mean, must have been having fun, right? You know what they say. Hidden Volcano. Nixal Curator Conductor in foil and the alt art. Fabrication Foundry, 1 and a white for an artifact. Tap to add white. Spend this mana to only cast an artifact spell or activate an ability of an artifact source. 2 and a white to exile one or more other artifacts you control with total mana value X. Return target artifact card with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. Canonize in Blood. Contested Game Ball, Curator of Sun's Creation. Master's Guide Muriel as our uncommons. Alright. Next one up. Got a pretty little fungus boy. Hidden Volcano. Unstable Glyph Bridge. 3 and 2 white for an artifact. When enters the battlefield, if you cast it for each player, choose a creature with power 2 or less that player controls, then destroy all creatures except creatures chosen this way. Then craft with an artifact for 3 and 2 white, where it becomes the Sandswell Ward Glyph. 5/3 flyer. When an opponent casts a spell during their turn, they can't attack you or planeswalkers you control this turn. Each opponent who attacked you or a planeswalker you control this turn can't cast spells. Melamet Warscribe, Malicious Eclipse, Cyclo Raptor, Sunbird Standard as our uncommons. Alright, next one up. Ooh, Vampire Demon. Pretty Island. Ooh, we have Saheeli the Sun's Brilliance. Blue and a red for a legendary creature, Human Artificer. 2/2. Blue and a red tapped. Create a token that's a copy of another target creature or artifact you control, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. It gains haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Mischievous Pup. Colossodactyl. Gold Fury Strider as our uncommons. And we'll flick through the rest. Alright, these will be, after this one, the last 3 packs. Next one up, we've got a map token, Hidden Volcano, Hermetic Nautilus, Molten Collapse, black and red for a sorcery. Choose one. If you descended this turn, you may choose both instead. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. Got the Synapse Necromage, Bat Colony Xeronite Scout, Master Guides Muriel as our uncommons. And we've got our commons right here. Third last pack. Third to last. More treasure is always good. Captivating Cave. Subterranean Schooner, 1 and a blue for an artifact vehicle. It's a 3/4. When it attacks target creature that crewed it this turn explores, and you can crew it for 1. Sinuous Benthesaur, Vanguard of the Rose, Guardian of the Great Door are our uncommons and our commons. Also, look at the Dinobot. Alright, second last pack. More punch-outs. Hidden Courtyard. Corpse of the Lost. 2 and a black for an enchantment. Skeletons you control get +1/+0 and have haste. When Corpses of the Lost enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. Then you end step. If you descended this turn, you may pay 1 life. If you do, return it to its owner's hand. Malicious Eclipse. Cancel the Echoes. Codal Scavenger as our uncommons. Flip through the rest. Alright, last pack, and you can tell it's the last pack because, my god, that's got a lot of room to maneuver there. At least last pack before we get to our box topper. Got our vampire token, we've got a cool swamp. We have Brass's Tunnel Grinder, 200 red for a legendary artifact. When it enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many +1. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a ball counter on the grinder, then if there are 3 or more counters on it, remove those counters and transform it. It becomes Tecleton the Searing Rift. Tap to add red, and whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by Tecleton the Searing Rift, discover X where X is that spell's mana value. You have the Deep Cavern Bat, Nickeltail Current Conductor, Scytheclaw Raptor in the full art too. And those are our uncommons, and we'll flick through the rest of these. Alright, now for the sort of grand finale, I guess. We've got our box topper, which I will grab very shortly. Alright, time to carefully peel this thing off. Alright, so we got that right there. I'm gonna open it hopefully the right way. Yep, this is the right way. Yep, that's the right way. Because the last thing I want to do is spoil not only myself but you guys. Alright, and our box topper is... Fist of Suns. Nice one. 3 mana for an artifact. You may pay Wooburg rather than pay the mana cost of spells you cast. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Before I go, though, because I usually go to 3 pre-release events, or at least buy 3 kits, I will always have at least 1 spare pre-release code. I've already redeemed mine, but here is an extra one just for you guys right there. So it's 01F9B, 8C4B7, 2BE4E, 54BC7, 2324B for that one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's mostly for my entertainment, but hopefully you're entertained by it as well. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. It lets people know that I exist and I'm doing this, just into the vast spaces of the internet. You can also find me on Twitter, links down below. You can also find me at the Planeswalker Pantheon on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.